What's going on, guys? It is Dennis here. So real quick, I want to do a little bit of a comparison slash test video between these two cameras. Now on this side, I have the GoPro Hero 9. We're shooting in the wide angle field of view, and according to GoPro, that should be approximately a 16mm field of view, shooting at 1080p 60 frames per second, trying to replicate the same settings on this camera. Now this is the Sony A6100 with a 10 to 18mm wide angle lens. This lens has optical steady shot. The camera body does not have any IBIS, so we're kind of comparing the hyper smooth of the GoPro Hero 9 and the optical steady shot of this lens. Basically also trying to compare the field of view between the two. Since the Sony is a crop body sensor, the 10 is actually equivalent to a 15mm, so we're going 15mm and 16mm. But this is the first initial test. Looks pretty decent. Now the benefit of using the Sony is if I wanted to get a quick zoom in, I could just do this and just zoom in and then zoom out. Now this is 10 to 18, so that's more of what, like a 27mm zoom. Not that great, but there is somewhat of a zoom. As we know on GoPro, there's no real way to like zoom in and zoom out while you're recording. You actually have to stop recording, manually zoom in, hit record, and then when you want to zoom back out, you have to stop recording, zoom out, and then hit record again. Kind of a pain in the ass. The cool thing about the Sony is it has face tracking. GoPro, it's focus to infinity, so if you go to a certain like range here, chances are it might not be in focus. The further back, I think it's going to be more in focus. Where the Sony, I can see the face tracking, I can see the little box around my face, so I know I'm in focus, so that's kind of a good thing there. We're using the internal microphones of both. Now the GoPro is much lighter, the Sony is definitely heavier. The Sony with the lens, obviously camera body and lens are a lot larger than the GoPro. GoPro's super tiny. Both have front-facing screens, or actually the Sony has a flip-up screen, GoPro has the back screen, and then also the front-facing screen, which is nice. Oh, GoPro obviously is more rugged, more durable. It's, you know, waterproof, so if I could vlog with this in the rain if I was brave enough to do that. The Sony, on the other hand, is not waterproof or weather sealed. Neither is the lens. As far as image quality, I don't know what you would consider better. I think it's kind of a personal preference thing. I like how the image looks on GoPro, but I also like how the image turns out on Sony cameras. This will be the initial test. I actually want to take this out. My sister and I actually might go take a walk, and maybe I'll do a comparison there, do like a little quick vlogging test between the two.
A few moments later.
Which do you think is better for vlogging?
Which one?
The GoPro or the Sony camera?
The GoPro looks, well, it's wider, looks like.
Yeah.
It was cold the last time
I think either one of these would be perfectly viable for vlogging. So the main concern with the Sony is this camera is not weather sealed. So if it started to sprinkle right now, I'd be in big trouble.
Should have brought my speaker. You can do it.
Could play some music and do some B-roll. You usually add the music after the fact though.
Oh, like this is completely different because like the trees leave it all.
When you usually walk through here, it's green.
Yeah. Cool, because like they have an entrance. And then you
I like that
through.
garden area.
Yeah, it's like a little garden.
It's pretty cool. I can zoom in with the Sony. Can't zoom in with the GoPro unless I stop recording. Let's see how this looks if I'm trying to walk. Point stuff out like you normally do with vlogging. Whoa, check out that tree. Very cool. Because you know how you normally vlog like this? You're like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at that over there. I like this house.
Oh, yeah, just
Oh, the birds are going crazy. All the plants. And then this cactus. That's cool. Is that the sound of the leaves? Wow, that sounds cool.
That's what I have on my thing.
I know, this is like a free, the Relax app or Calm app. Interesting.
Yeah, I have that noise and then birds.
So I'm kind of curious how the sound quality was on either camera. I'm using the built-in microphones, so that'll kind of give you an idea of how crisp the sound was. I think I left my phone at home. Whoops. Hope no one's calling me right now. I was gonna try and charge it before we went on our walk, and I instead got all my batteries for the cameras. Whoopsies. Wonder how the stabilization will stack up, because the GoPro has hyper smooth activated.
It's like poop or something.
I didn't step on it. I saw it kind of. And then the Sony, the body has no IBIS, which is in-body image stabilization. And then the lens has OSS, which is Sony's optical steady shot. So I don't think anything can beat GoPro's hyper smooth. They're just unbeatable. It's crazy. Hey, this must have been the fireworks. I wonder if they did it or if someone just left it here. Blowing up the block. By the way, it's New Year's Day, and all throughout the night I kept hearing fireworks going off, firecrackers and stuff. So that must have been that.
This reminds me of that hardcore Henry one.
The what?
The guy that's covered in the
Oh, the sniper guy.
just like this.
It's a guy standing there.
It's me, Jimmy.
Palm trees. That's a nice shot. So I'm gonna try and do like a orbit shot here. Now you can probably see all my steps with the Sony, but the GoPro is probably pretty smooth, I would assume. Huh, interesting. I remember when I went to like concert in the park like years ago, I had a different camera, but it was like, it looked like a DSLR type camera, and I was just like vlogging. That was like when I first started trying to vlog, and I was like shy about it because it was like a, you know, it was a big camera. I was used to vlogging with like a GoPro. I just took that camera, and people, because of what it looked like a professional camera. Everyone's like trying to get in the shot, and they're like, hey, what's going on? Like they thought I was filming for the event, and I was like, go away. But I got some cool footage. It was cool. But it's like you kind of have to be up for that really if you bring a camera. It's like this versus a GoPro. Like if you bring a GoPro, not too many people care. Okay, I'm gonna do an interesting jog test with both these cameras through here. I can see how shaky the Sony is. So if you're gonna be doing any type of running or mild jogging, I would probably suggest using the GoPro. Or if you use the Sony, you're probably gonna have to have a gimbal. Ooh, let's get some action shots with these guys. Oh, weird. How awkward that we're here to film these people. Yeah. Oh my God, he's gonna fall. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why those guys are doing that.
So I was like, let's go this way. This looks interesting.
Was he holding a GoPro?
No, I think he's just holding his phone.
I got it. We can collab. I got some B-roll for you. That was the action portion of this test.
Yeah.
The guy rolling down the street on a chair. So how's the field of view? If we go side by side, you could probably... Yeah, there's plenty of room.
There's more in the GoPro.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
The GoPro one looks more cinematic.
Because it's wider? I think you're being fooled by the black lines on this. You think that's why? Or does it just look wider?
It looks wider.
Huh.
Because I look further away.
But then, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a distortion because it's like wide angle. So it, like once you get closer to the GoPro, it's like fisheye. Where this probably does the same, but it's probably not as bad. I prefer the GoPro just because it's smaller. It's more discreet. You have more frame rate options. You actually have more resolution options because you have 4K, which is what everyone wants. and you can shoot up to 60 frames per second, I believe. You can shoot 2.7K, I can't remember what the frame rates are, but then you can shoot 1080p up to, I think, 240 frames per second. The Sony is limited. It's only 4K up to 30 frames per second, and 30 frames per second actually has a crop, 24 does not. Max frame rate for 1080p on the Sony is under 20 frames per second. So it's limited in that department. But you can switch out the lenses. I'm ninja walking right now. This is how cinematic people walk while they're filming. Okay, battery wise, they look like they're pretty much the same. GoPro's at like 61% battery, and Sony was now at 51. So I mean, close enough. We're both at fully charged batteries when we started. What's up?
I'm running to the camera, dude. What up?
Do a trick.
That was the second action portion of this video.
It's a little
That's
houses,
cool.
but they both
They're
have
matching.
It.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
they both have it.
Okay, so that was the very quick vlogging test with the GoPro Hero 9 and the Sony A6100 with the 10 to 18 millimeter wide angle lens. How did they do? How is the stabilization? How is the image quality? Let me know in the comments down below. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.